everybody. So yeah, I just want to come at you, make a really quick video. You can see Emery's in the back. She's sleeping. We are on our way to see my sister. But anyway, we just left the house, and I live in, first of all, let me say, I do live in a nice neighborhood. I live in a really nice neighborhood. We don't have any problems, any troubles, no, none of that, nothing like my old neighborhood where I'm from. But so we don't have a lot of issues, a lot of bad kids, none of that stuff. So I get about 500 feet from my driveway to the stop sign, and it's a three-way stop. Now it is residential, so there's no like major traffic or anything like that coming through, just neighborhood traffic. And so there's two teenage boys. If I had to guess their age, I'd say they were around 13, maybe pushing 14, still real young looking in the face. So there's two boys standing at the red light, and there's one boy on the back of a pickup truck of another vehicle at another stop sign. So as we are passing them, we had riding with the windows down, one of the kids shouts out, "Nigger." And I was like, driving for a second, I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on, like, first of all, we are, I will say we are the only black people on our street or whatever. So there was no mistaking that he was talking to me. So I started driving, and then I knew that it wouldn't have sat right with me if I wouldn't have said anything to him, if I wouldn't have done anything about it. And I'm always encouraging my friends to speak up for themselves. And if someone says something or does something to you that you don't feel, comfortable, or it's going to make you, think about it, you're going to go home and it's going to be on your mind, then you need to go ahead and handle it right there. And so I drove for like another street down, and then I turned around. And these kids don't live on my street. They must live on the next street over. They don't live on my street. I've never seen them before. So I pulled up next to them, and I asked them, I said, "Excuse me, were you talking to me?" And you should have seen the look when I tell you these boys, they were already white. When I tell you they were pasty, blood drained from their face, when I asked them, "Oh, no, ma'am. Nah, ma'am. No, ma'am. I don't know what you're talking about. No, we didn't say anything." And I said, because I could have sworn that you called me a derogatory term. You called me the N-word. And he was like, no, ma'am, it wasn't us. It was the boy on the back of the truck. So I just looked at him, gave him a look. He stood there like this. So I was all right. I drove off. I didn't really want to call the scene because my daughter is in the back seat, and I turned on some music so she wouldn't really be paying attention to what I was saying, a song that she likes. But I haven't, and I have been called that word before. It's just been a while. Me and my friends don't use that word in like casual conversation or none of that. It wasn't allowed in my house. It brings a rise out of me when I hear that word. It's not a word that I use as in casual conversation, so it makes me feel, I don't want to say some type of way, because I'm trying to get out of the habit of using terms or phrases and stuff in substitute for a word that I can't think of. So I'm just gonna let my ignorance show and say that I don't know the word that I'm trying to use. I can't think of the word that I'm trying to use right there. But I don't know, it makes me angry. It makes me angry and frustrated, and I can't believe it, and I ain't gonna say I can't believe it, because I live in the South, and I've heard even worse. I've heard worse, people have done worse. I've seen people say things like that and get confronted, and then they be like, "Yeah, I said it," and what, just bold. And I guess it made me feel angry because my child was in the car, and we don't use that type of language around her at all. We don't use it at all. And it made me realize, like, I have to explain that word to her. I have to tell her what that word means, and that it's not nice to say that. And if someone ever says that to you, which I'm more than sure that someone will say that to her one day in her life, because she is black, so I don't know, it really hurt my feelings. It really just angered me that someone would say that, and it just put into reality that it's time for me to have that talk to my daughter, because even though she didn't realize what he said, because she's never heard the word before, and she doesn't know that it was meant in a derogatory way, you know. So just, I don't know, it was just, I just got a huge wake-up call, and now I know that I have to go home and have this talk with my child about the N-word and how ignorant people sometimes use that word in effort to hurt you or make themselves feel like they're more than you, you know. So I don't know. I don't know how do I explain it to her without making her, I don't want to make her feel like, I don't want to make her feel or view white people or other people, other races of people in a negative way, because, you know, her father is white and she's biracial, and I don't want her to feel any, you know, any ill towards them. And I realized that I teach my daughter black pride a whole lot, like, and I never have taught her, or, you know, to be proud to be part white, because I feel like it's easier and it's way more accepted in our country to be European than it is to be anything else, so of European descent, you know. So I never teach her, I never even think about having to teach her anything about that, you know. So I teach her black pride, and be happy who she is, and happy with the color of her skin, and be happy with her curly hair, you know. I always make her feel like, you know, she says things like, you know, she said things like, I wish I had yellow hair like Rapunzel or something like that. She's so beautiful, because, you know, the Disney princesses and all that stuff teach them, you know, most of them are blonde and dainty and all that stuff. It teaches them that's what beauty is, but that's a whole nother video. But yeah, I don't know, I just want to come and get that off my chest. And of course I called Robert, and by the time I left, I'm pretty sure the kids were in front of our house, so I'm pretty sure Robert got up and said something to him, because he hasn't called me back. So I'm pretty sure he went out and said something to him about it. But yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to let you guys know that. I wanted to ask, how do you think that I should go about explaining the matter to my daughter? Like, how do you explain it to your kids? Because it doesn't matter if your kids are biracial, black, green, purple, or yellow, you know. It's a conversation I feel like everybody should have with their child. So in the comments below, let me know if you have any suggestions that you think I should use to speak to a 6-year-old about racial slurs, and maybe some things that she'll have to deal with coming up in life. Any advice that you have towards that, let me know. All right, thank you guys for watching. Bye.